It is often said the mass of a body tends to infinity as the velocity of the body through space tends to the speed of light, and so the force necessary to accelerate this body tends to infinity as the velocity through space tends to the speed of light. And so a body with non-zero rest mass cannot accelerate through the light barrier. In spite of this being both often said and true, it misses the point. The point is that nothing within space can accelerate through the light barrier because the speed of light is the limiting velocity. If a massless particle was moving slower than the speed of light through space, there is no such thing known. It could not be accelerated through the light barrier. Special relativity does not deny the existence of particles moving faster through space than the speed of light. They would not be in space time, but the theory does not deny their existence. It says nothing about them. Such particles are called tachyons. They have been searched for and not found. Of course, moving faster seems to be something that can happen in only space time. One of the great unsolved mystery of life is why the inertial mass of a body, which a body will have in the complete absence of gravity, should be exactly equal to the gravitational mass, the charge of the gravity force of the body. Experiments by Eötvös in 1889 and again in 1922 and by Roll, Krotkov and Dickey in 1964 and by Bragninsky and Panov in 1971 have verified this equivalence to 1 part is 10 to the power 12. It is because of the gravitational mass is equal to the inertial mass that the acceleration due to gravity is equal to the strength of the gravitational field. The mystery is that the mass, that is the resistance to acceleration by an electric field, is the same as the mass that takes part of the gravitational field. Now m prime is equals to m0 times 1 upon root under 1 minus v square by c square, which can be illustrated as binomial expansion as m0 plus half m0 b square by c square plus 3 by 8 m0 b to the power 4 by c to the power 4 plus higher order terms. This implies mc square equals to m0 plus half m0 v square plus 3 by 8 m0 v to the power 4 by c square. Now the second term is what we recognize as Newtonian kinetic energy, right? It therefore seems, and this is verified by nuclear bombs and shining suns, that the relativistic energy is the whole of the series, which is of course just E is equals to m prime c square, which is m0 gamma times c square. Thus it is that we can take the view that rest mass is just a frozen form of energy. I repeat, rest mass is just a frozen form of energy. With zero spatial velocity, we have E is equals to m0 c square. This is the most famous of all equations. Note that the units on either side of the equation match because the mass dimension of space is the same as the mass dimension of time, and so velocity is just a unitless number. To put some numbers into this, a kilogram of mass is equivalent to 10 to the power 17 joules. The Hiroshima bomb released 10 to the power 14 joules of energy. All forms of energy except potential energy by virtue of position in a field are equivalent to mass. However, the energy of the field has mass which gravitates, and the gravitational field has mass which gravitates, as does the electromagnetic field. Now set aside, let us look at a new thing. Now pressure is a kind of energy. Thus pressure has mass. Thus pressure gravitates. When a supernova begins to gravitationally collapse, the pressure inside the star increases. The gravitational force of contraction due to the mass of the pressure increases faster than the outward pushing force of the pressure itself. In very large stars, the pressure increases to the point where the inward gravitational force of the pressure itself becomes stronger than the outward pressure force. The star collapses to become a black hole. It is dragged into collapse by the strength of the pressure resisting its collapse.